2004 chevoptra, 193,000 kilometers. I take this shop. I got a new radiator for it. I'm gonna put that in. I believe it's leaking coolant out of the top tank of the radiator, and it's jumping and doing weird stuff, not idling properly. So let's go with Lola to the shop and see if we can get this sucker fixed. Let's see what it sounds like when we start it. Oh yeah, it's idling it. Oh yeah, anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500. Put it in gear. Ooh, that's a nice clunk. That's not good. Let's get to the shop as quick as we can without overheating this sucker. I see what she means. It is like a dugga lurching at the stop sign. See that? Now the light went out. The power steering light was on too. It's idling at 3,000 RPM. Yeah, let's see what's wrong with this sucker. Wow, I made it to the shop anyways. Thanks, Lola. Isn't she so pretty? Look at those beautiful eyelashes she has. Right there. You're so pretty. Right, Lola, look how pretty you are. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Let's get this car fixed. Okay, let's put some air pressure in here. And we got a leak coming up from, I think it's coming to the pinch seam of the radiator right there. Did that by using my little handy dandy pump here, and I can't even get any pressure into it. So I think I'm going to take this nut off here, holding this hose on, pull this hose out of the way, this hose here, and see if I can get a better look at exactly where the leak's coming from. Okay, when I pump it up, I can't see exactly where it's coming from, but I think it's coming from this pinch seam right here. There's no hose or anything up there, so I'm just going to assume that it's coming from the radiator. And I have a radiator too, so let's drain the coolant. 2004 Optra, I don't know what that's supposed to stand for, OPTRA. It is a 1.6 D-Tech 16 valve, blah, 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 blah. This hose is out of the way for the power to steering. And a dandy. Oh, I got my handy dandy little kiddie pool underneath there to catch any kind of fluids. So let's drain the coolant. The coolant looks horrible color anyway. It feels like there's oil in it, which hopefully the head gasket's not baked in it from driving around with no water. But that's at least drain the coolant, put a new radiator in, see if we can get it to hold coolant, and then we'll figure out why it is jumping or idling too high. It's probably the AIC, automatic idle control. So let's dive into it and see what we can figure out. Thanks, guys. First thing we're gonna do is unplug the fans. There's one clip here, to doink, and there's another one right there, and we're gonna unplug that one too. And now both the fans are loose. We probably should disconnect the radiator. Let's do that too. That's gonna be an 8 mil. Let's disconnect, the battery. Let's disconnect the battery. The fan's disconnected. Then we'll take this coolant hose off and we'll start draining the coolant too. And here's my biggest fan. Yeah. Let's get this fan out of here. There's one. I also like to take a look at the new radiator. And of course it doesn't have a drain plug on it. Of course not, why would it? So I'm gonna end up pulling the hose off right there to drain the coolant. Not on this one, the one on the car. And ooh, look at all that gooey stuff in there. Look at that gooey, look at that nasty shit, that gooey shit. Look at that boo, that doobie, that there. Okay, let's get this other fan out of here. I want to confirm that it's leaking from the radiator. I'm 99% sure it's leaking from the radiator. So let's get the other fan out and let's get moving. Okay, before I get too far, I'm gonna want to see these fittings here. I'm not sure if you can see that. Yeah, I want to clean those. I use some brake clean and clean that off because I don't want this gunk getting in the new. This is for the transmission cooler. There's another one over there. So I'm gonna clean this up as best as possible. That's why I wish I had my pressure washer in here. I just clean that off. But I'm gonna clean that up before I take these fittings off. And maybe I'll get a couple rubber gloves and put those inside a rubber glove so they don't get crap inside of the lines. And then I will concentrate on getting the rad out. And I'll pull off this rad hose, this fitting, and then worry about wiggling the rad out. I think I'm gonna have to take off this, dunk, and then the rad can wiggle out, I think. Let's figure it out. There's 4 bolts to take off this rad support here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's also 4 bolts to hold on the condenser for the air conditioning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you do that, the condenser will stay with the car. The rad will tip forward. You have to take this one off too, which connects to the overflow tank. And make sure everything's out of your way. And the radiator should just lift out. Oh, it's hooked on a hose down there. It's all about the hose. And then everything should just lift out. There we go. I did it. Oh, nice mess. And then lay it side by each. Have another look at this. New one to the old one. Dig a dig a dig, 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 dig a dig a dig. And it looks the same to me, so I'm gonna unwrap it. Did you say wrap it? Yes, I said wrap it. I'm gonna unwrap it and wrap it back in here and start putting it back together. I might clean up some of this shit here too, because it drives me nuts when you don't clean shit up and you change. This is why I can't never be a professional mechanic. It's because I do everything like it's my own. And this is a friend of my partner. She needs her car for work. She drives to and from 10 different buildings a day. And so she needs her vehicle. So I'm going to fix it properly, not just as quick as possible and for as much money as I can get. So let's get this rad unwrapped, get it put in there, and start putting the hose back on. Okay, after I got it all together, I pumped it up with air, and I'm gonna let it sit at 5 PSI, and I'm gonna take Lola for a walk. Actually, I'll probably clean my hands too. And if it's still at 5 PSI when I get back, I'm gonna fill up with coolant and then start to diagnose the idle. I bet you it's the AIC, automatic idle control valve. Or it could have been the coolant temp sensor because it wasn't properly reading. It was giving it more fuel, which is making it lurch because there was no coolant in here. There's air pockets and stuff. So either way, time to take Lola for a walk. You wanna go for the walk? Of course she does. Okay, I'll see you guys in a bit when we start it up for a test drive, or a test start, whatever. After a 20-minute walk, get back, we're still at 5 PSI. So I'm confident that there's no more leaks. So I'm gonna fill it up with some coolant, fire it up, and see if we can get to the bottom of why it's not running right.